I'm like sweating right now, and it's not even hot in my house. I feel extremely warm, like not extremely warm, but I feel like I'm sweating. And it's because I just came down from a cold. And if you notice, my voice is a little shot because my cough was really bad. So my throat's kind of like going in and out. So I apologize for that in advance in the video. However, let's get this started. Hi everyone, welcome to q.v.o games. Today we're doing a before you buy for Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated. So I played through all 10 scenarios for Clank Legacy, and these are my thoughts behind that. I did 100% played through everything. However, it seems like I may have missed some content. I'll go over that more in the review, of course. So let's move this box out of the way and keep on going. So Clank Legacy essentially is a deck builder with the Legacy component added. Before there used to be just Clanks, and there's Clank in Space, just regular Clank, and they all have a lot of expansions included as well. Clank Legacy, however, they added the campaign component, which made it into a legacy game, and now you're playing through like Clank style games, however, with the added component of different story nodes. So Clank Legacy is a fun game so far. It was a fun game. However, I can see what the negative or the cons would be at the end. It kind of drags on when you get close to the end. However, let's go over a little more about the game. So I don't have a full game set up here. It's more just the board itself and a couple of the more important parts about it. I also don't have the space to put the full game. It's actually a table hog. It's really, really large. So this is where you start off at the top, right over here. And there's actually two sides to this. There's this side, and I'll take a picture and show you the other side. I'll put it up on the screen now. And that's kind of the underworld side, overworld. This is the overworld, and the other one is the underworld. The purple one is the underworld side. And yeah, so essentially the game was cut off kind of around this part and up is all, a little more than that, a little bit higher than that. This part and up was all brand new, was all the original thing. Everything below that is brand new, and this is kind of what our map came out to be. And yeah, there's a lot of added components to the Legacy game to Acquisitions Incorporated instead of just Clank. And Clank, it's really just a simple game, straightforward. You go in, get your treasure, get out. Now there's added components of stories and things you have to hit to unlock different sections. For example, 5972, these are story sections that we actually never got to hit. For some reason, our game just kind of proceeded forward and we never really got to attain them. However, and that's kind of the cool part about that, I guess, is that when you miss things, you miss some. You really don't have no other way to get back and do it. However, that's the bad part because now you have these story points just kind of sitting there throughout your game, and that can kind of lag and suck a little bit because you think back and realize, well, what was that? So they kind of consider it a customized, your own customized legacy or your own customized board for Clank, for Clank. And yeah, it's great. However, I feel like something's missing when I'm playing, and I miss that kind of the campaign experience. And I don't feel like this is a board that I want to play on. I'd rather just play regular Clank or Clank in Space at that point. And that's kind of how I feel a little emptiness when I play Clank Legacy now, if it doesn't have the added campaign experience. Also, the reminder of all these little story nodes kind of kills it for us. So when you're going through the game, essentially there's a book of secrets, and the book of secrets, I'm not going to open it as a spoiler-free review. I'm not going to give out any spoilers, and everything's going to be just straightforward and nothing that's going to spoil the game. The Book of Secrets essentially has all the campaigns and all the campaign information when you're going through the game, and it tells you what to look for. It'll give you a number 59. You go read the excerpt 59, which will tell you what to do further. This is going to be your new Clank board. The Clank board, we actually we have ability idols. These are added little components to every game. Every time you start a game, you have these added conditions at that point. And right here is where the Clank goes. Some added stuff here. Not going to go over the detail because that does kind of ruin the campaign a little bit. And you have something cool added is the Cardporium. The Cardporium holds a bunch of cards that you add to the deck itself, or you add it to your filing cabinet. And your filing cabinet is this right here, and it stores your cards for later. And there's different cards. There's going to be power-up cards or specific cards you add to your starter deck, for the deck building aspect, of course. And each player has their own little box, and the boxes all also have upgrades and such, and little check marks for every achievement you have. And there's 4 different colors for 4 different players. The winner player, of course, adds more stars to the side of the box, indicating more stuff. These people, Blue, unfortunately, won a lot. Good friend of ours. And he get the benefit of added power-ups, added cards to your deck throughout the game. However, you don't really get to keep your deck builder, the deck you build throughout the whole game. You only end up kind of using the cards in the beginning deck, and it's usually not that much of a difference, which I think is perfectly fine, because if you started a deck of like 50 cards, that wouldn't really, then what's the point of even having a deck build at that point? Because there's going to be a whole dungeon row above the map itself or the board itself, and you have to, incorporate and do your deck building there. So there's also a franchise charter. They really make it really thematic, and you're kind of involved because you're technically in a capitalist company within the fantasy realm of this Clank. And yeah, when you're in the company, you're essentially, your goal is to go collect the gold pieces, collect the treasures, and that's kind of your job essentially. There's a couple of more things as well. There's patron cards, which just add different game-changing rules from the beginning. There's also a card that you don't open. I'm not going to go over this, but it is something that comes with it. Token punch boards add more tokens to the game. Not showing you these either, just because I want to spoil anything. And there's a bunch of sticker sheets. So we unfortunately have a bunch of stickers we didn't use. And that's kind of let down, of course, because there's things we just didn't get to see. And that's what kind of leads on to the next part of the review, is talking about the players you play with. A con to this game is, depending on the players you play with, could really alter your experience. If you know the people and you can kind of talk to everybody and get to know everybody and explain what you're looking for within the game, that's awesome, because that way you can play the game and hit every story point. But when you don't hit every story point, your players just kind of rushing through it, ending the game fast. It plays like a regular game of Clank. So someone can come in, grab a treasure, and run out, and you die in 4 turns. It's kind of a shame. So our sticker sheets ended up having a lot of stickers on it. Our team was pretty quick on on the board with getting all the story points, but I can see that being a negative. It does come with some great looking miniatures. The miniatures look really good. I really appreciate them and like them a lot. Really great detail. And yeah, they're great. I don't think they make the game, however. The game's still missing things. I do like the dragon piece though. This dragon piece is a lot better than the regular dragon piece in the Clank games. So Clank Legacy is so far, honestly, it's great. However, I can see how you can play it once, and for the price point of above $70 MSRP, it's about $80, $90, I believe, or $100 even. You can sometimes get it in a good deal on a sale somewhere and get it for $50, $60. I think it's very much a fun campaign experience. However, I don't feel like the game itself has any replayability. And of course, Legacy game, you rip things up, but they basically mentioned no, you have your own customized Clank experience within your board that you kind of went through. I still don't feel compelled to bring this out instead of bringing out one of my other Clanks at that point. The other Clanks are still better to me, in my personal opinion. And you can add expansions. They do have some expansions, like in the C team, and there's something else that adds the asymmetry that Adventuring Party adds to these Clanks. Clank Legacy has its own asymmetry addition as well. You can't use it throughout the campaign legacy portion of it, the campaign portion of it. You have to use it after you built your map out like this, of course. And that's fun as well. However, I feel like Clank now at this point, at the beginning when my first 3-4 games, I felt like I couldn't play Clank any other way. I felt like I had to play it this way to have fun, and it was kind of the best way to do it because it was just so much fun to go through, have a story, have the ever-changing board. That was awesome. Slowly as you go to the further in, you really realize that you don't really want that addition to the game itself, in my personal opinion, because it gets kind of stale, and there's rushing, of course, different players. And with the Clank game, you can play however you want, right? The goal is just to win. Here, you have to hope that your teammate, your other players are compatible with you and willing to go through the story, of course. And yeah, I don't really feel compelled to bring this out anymore. So the value for me was really low because I just don't feel like bringing it out was really an option, something I really want to do. It's still a great game. I still really enjoy it. I recommend it for anyone looking for like a campaign aspect with Clank. It's a really fun experience and one of my favorite legacy games up to date thus far. I can't really say it's something that I would see that you can replay again and again and again. However, it is still a fun game. I really enjoy it, and I hope that you guys can probably try it out. Let me know what you think, because at this point, I'm probably gonna end up getting rid of it. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get rid of it, but I'm going to probably just it's gonna be leaving my collection, maybe gift it to somebody who wants to play Clank, and just let them know, hey, it's a used copy of Legacy Clank if you want to play it. However, it's still, like I said, a great game. I would be looking forward to maybe playing it again with someone else's copy. I wouldn't buy it myself, but I would play someone else's copy at that point, and it would be great. I would have a lot of fun with it. I like the new additions. It was awesome, and I can't wait to see if they bring out another one or something else similar to this, because I love the Clank universe, and I think they do a really good job. Probably one of the best deck builders out there, and one of the most like foundational ones to me at that point too. If someone were to play a deck building game or never played a deck building game, I'll probably bring out Clank first to show them basically what this is. Legacy, unfortunately, is probably going to leave my collection. Don't know when or how or what's going to go happen, but it's probably going to be my collection. Well, that's kind of my review and my overview of the game. Please comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about the game and what you thought about the review. Thank you.